What do you got for us, Chris?
This is a simple one, but it's true to my heart. Mountains are better than beaches, just in general. I would go so far as to say
better
beaches
than beaches.
suck. But, yeah.
What if you get both of them? What if you get both of them at the same time, like in California?
That doesn't sound fun.
That's literally the greatest thing in the world.
I don't know about all that, because then everyone loves going on vacation to the beaches, and that's like the majority of what America does. They're like, all right, in the summer we're going to go load up to the beach and burn our skin and get cancer and get sand in every crevice in our body and roll the dice with getting sucked out to sea or eaten by sharks, whereas...
Well, the mountains are real safe too, right? No one ever goes missing in the mountains.
No. Sasquatch takes care of people up there.
Avalanches,
the thing is,
rattlesnakes,
bears.
You can go check out... There's like 3 beaches, right? There's the average ass beach, like Jack's Beach. That's just an average beach. You've got a tropical beach, and then you've got like a weird California rocky beach. There's 3 beaches, and once you've seen all 3 of them, you're good to go.
I think.
You can go.
What
to
about
the
Myrtle
same-
Beach?
I think your assessment is wildly incorrect.
I've been to some beaches. I know what I'm talking about here.
Been to
But you go to the mountains, you can go on the same mountain chain, and they're all different. You're not looking at the same flat curve with water. It's like, oh, look, that's a different collection of beauty. Whereas I can go to, and I go to any beach on the East Coast, and I've seen it already. So, like, not a fan.
Incorrect, but I do
It
agree
is
with you
totally
that the mountains are better. But I think you're totally wrong as well about beaches.
You are. When's the last time you went to the beach?
Andrew, what do you think?
Answer the question.
Yeah.
Answer the question.
A few weeks ago, I was just on a cruise, so
Okie dokie.
So if I lived where you if I lived in Jack's, or if I lived somewhere where there was an ocean nearby, I would be there numerous times a week, for sure, because I do find certain peace with the ocean. But there's something about the mountains that can really speak to your soul, and there's just a lot of you can find peace, I think, easier in the mountains. Just being alone in the woods is a really powerful thing. I also love the ocean because it's beautiful and I love it. I'm terrified of it at the same time, and it's such a cool, scary thing.
yeah.
I don't know.
There's definitely an element to both that are amazing. I prefer a quiet beach that doesn't have a lot of the tourism that happens in like the Florida beaches do, and also along the East Coast, like you have the Florida beaches, and then you have like the Outer Banks, and you have like the beaches up in New England, which is a whole different thing. There's a wild variety of beaches just on the East Coast as well. But then in California, you have like Southern California, which is like the hills that are kind of a nice juxtaposition, there we go, against the water. And then you have Northern California, which is like these mountainous, just like cliffs and that are just, towering over this monstrosity of a beach and an ocean, which is the Pacific, which is just super formidable. And what an experience, just the volcanic sand that's out there, which is like all black, and it's super cool. And when you find a quiet beach where there's no one there, and to look out into that's a certain kind of like perspective and inward thinking that I think, and then the sound of the waves crashing, like all of that can be so meditative. That being said, I agree with you. The mountains, something about it, like even like when we went to your place up in Winston-Salem, when we spent a couple days out there, I couldn't help but just start playing like bluegrassy Americana stuff. It just came out of me. I wasn't listening to it more. It's just there's something about that kind of peaceful environment, quiet and desolate, that just brings out this kind of that kind of sound out.
Indeed.
I think Myrtle Beach is the greatest beach there is, and everyone should experience Myrtle Beach.
Andrew, what do you got for an unpopular opinion? You got something that came to mind?
Yeah, immediately as soon as you said Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is better than Dial of Destiny.
I don't know what either of those things are.
All right, Indiana Jones
fan,
and the not a big Star Wars.
Is that also
Indiana
a joke?
Jones.
Indiana Jones got you. Okay.
Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull which is the fourth movie, I think it's not as bad as people say. The new one I thought was really fun, but I just was I was disappointed.
Is Harrison?
But then again, what's that?
Is Harrison Ford still Indiana Jones?
Yeah. I feel like such a turd just like saying this, and you guys don't even. Oh man.
No, this is fine. No,
I need to pick another one. Should I pick another one?
No. I want to dig into this real quick because first off, I think that your opinion is probably wildly unpopular because I think that I can understand people being like fans of something and not liking the fourth rendition of that thing. But then also, does it not get like unbelievable that Harrison Ford is this guy that can just do all these crazy stunts and live that kind of a lifestyle? Isn't he like 80 years old now?
You're correct. It does not get old.
He drank from the Holy Grail, and so therefore I think he might live forever. But he's gonna age. He's just gonna like kind of wither away, but he'll always kind of be around.
He'll always kind of.
I love Harrison Ford so much.
I do as
Indiana
well.
Jones growing up was like that was my action hero growing up.
Okay.
But like I watched Last Crusade right before I went and saw Dial of Destiny, and I was way too hyped up. I had my Indiana Jones hat on, and I was just like a 12-year-old. Oh, I'm serious, man. I went all in, and we got like I think like 9 people together to go to the movie, and I was kind of disappointed.
Oh, you were just.
I don't want to
didn't like it at all.
No, I liked it. It just it was a little all over the place as far as plot, and some of the special effects I thought were just kind of like I don't know. I don't want to spoil it. People could be listening and they haven't seen it yet. But yeah, that's my unpopular opinion. I think the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, people shit on it because there's aliens at the end of it. But I thought it was a pretty fun movie. I didn't think it was that bad.
Let's say Harrison Ford has to get recasted, right? Or like we have to recast Indiana Jones because Harrison Ford is just, come on, he's getting old, and this is not believable anymore.
This is it. This is the very last one, and he confirmed that they're going to do like a TV series, and like he's not doing anymore.
Oh, okay. Well,
for sure.
Well, who can play? Who else can play Indiana Jones? Do you think?
The only guy that is allowed to do it is the guy that played the young Han Solo in the Star Wars movie. For continuity, it has to be that guy.
Okay,
that's true.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
I honestly,
he's the guy.
He's the guy.
I think Chris Pratt would be fucking great, actually.
That's a great answer. I didn't even think about that.
I think he would be really good. He's not going to go full Andy Dwyer, of course, but he's going to have that comedic side because that's one thing that those movies have that honestly, unfortunately, I don't think the new, like the original ones have that kind of goofy, humorous, like, he's doing his best. He's in over his head. Oh.
Right.
And he's just a guy. And the new one's a little too fucking dramatic and points out people getting killed. It's like, yes, we know that people die in the movies.
Yeah.
It was a little too dramatic. But anyway, yeah, I think he'd be a cool combo of that, indie character. Yeah.
I agree. I think that's a great recasting, actually. I'm trying to think of who else could possibly do it as well. But
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's get on the woke culture and get a lady.
Or we get Idris Elba to do it. They were gonna cast him as James Bond.
That's true.
Okay, here's my unpopular opinion. Saying that you're not a fan of just whatever, right? Just it can be anything. And then saying, but I like this thing is not an endorsement of something that I would take seriously. Right. So example, if somebody was like, I don't like jazz, but I like what Lady Gaga did with Tony Bennett. Like that would be not a great endorsement of something. Like if you don't like the thing, why would I believe that this thing that you like is the thing that I would like then? Right.
That makes sense.
It's a great beacon to know what it's not. You know what I mean? 'Cause
yeah.
Like, okay, cool. So you like, let's use that example. You like the Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett thing. Cool. So then I know I'm going to listen to not a jazz record because you don't like jazz. So I know I'm going to go listen to something poppy that maybe has a flavor of jazz.
Well, yeah, that was just that they did that live collaboration thing, which was like, which is fine, but that was just an example of one thing.
But I think that applies to just about anything.
Yeah.
Like it's an endorsement. Like if they say that, you know what you're not getting.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like somebody came up to me one time. We played some like festival here. It was like years ago. I think even before Billy was in the band, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm not usually a fan of music," which is a stupid thing to say, anyways. But I like your band, and I was like, "This is mildly insulting." So, you know what I mean?
Normally sounds just don't do shit for me, but the way that you guys do sounds are nice.
Yeah, it's it's like you couldn't. My purpose is to try and make you feel something. If you're somebody that it's incapable of feeling, but somehow the thing that I just did made you feel something, I'm going to question that feeling that you have and probably not want you to feel it. You know what I mean?
Maybe like whenever people say that, it's basically just them demonstrating how they perceive things and or what their takeaway is, you know, on like a very surface level.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I feel like if it's coming like now, say that same setup is coming from like a friend or a qualified source. Like if you came to me and said, I don't normally like country, but this album right here is great. Then all of a sudden it's flipped 180 degrees and go, okay, cool. I definitely need to check this out. Like I feel like considering the source is huge. Like
For sure.
if a stranger's like, yo, I don't like country, but I like this, it's like, cool. I'm going to go ahead and ban that off my Spotify just to make sure. But if it's like, you know, someone in my band or one of you guys, it's like, okay, I should probably check that out because this is moving the needle for something that doesn't move the needle. So like, considering the source on this one, I don't know. It's 100 like
That's a fair point.
Complete opposite ends of the spectrum, like night and day.
Yeah, that's a fair point, I guess. The source is definitely.
I
a
don't
big
normally
thing.
love like I don't normally love like super duper, you know, like radio pop, like new radio pop. I fucking love Miley Cyrus's new album.
Really?
It's amazing. Yeah.
She kind of
That
went.
would be my example.
Has she kind of like gone in a different direction than like the pop stuff that she used to put out? Maybe like it's kind of more edgy. I think I haven't heard it yet, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean the song that's in one of them that's in heavy rotation is "Jaded," and you know it sounds like she's actually got a band, you know, behind her, and it's just tasteful, I think, and her vocals are very unbridled and just fucking rock and roll, man.
I'll have to
It's
check
awesome.
that one out.
Yeah, I think she came back off the edginess and is like making real music again instead
Okay.
of just like shock pop.
That song "Wrecking
yeah.
Ball" was pretty good though. It's a good song.
But that was in that era of just like, you know, like it was more about the video and like, yeah, the song popped off, but like the whole imagery of that just like wild, naked wrecking ball thing is like the first thing I think of when I think of that song.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
That's
feel
what
that.
I should do.
Yeah,
I should get naked on a wrecking ball, and that should be the video for Too Many Jam Bands.
yeah.
Yeah, or just something of that nature, and just maybe a video just running on the stage with jam bands and just knocking all their instruments.
Bro,
around.
just get like a wrecking ball and get on the wrecking ball naked and have the wrecking ball go into the Grateful Dead's wall of sound.
Yes,
I was thinking Trey's $10,000 Languedoc guitar, but like same idea.
Same idea. We're on the same wavelength here.